Hello friends, today I'm going to show you some string template literals in JavaScript. Okay, so how we are going to use some strings of JavaScript using string interpolation, using backticks, and those things we will learn. Okay, let me show you the agenda. JavaScript template literals. So we will be covering backticks syntax, like the use of backticks where it has been used. Then we will move on to quotes inside strings. We will further work on multi-line strings. We will work on string interpolation. We will learn the variable substitutions, expression substitutions, and finally the HTML templates. Let's see them in action. So we will be using Visual Studio Code for doing the program, and I'll be putting on the codes on my GitHub repos, so that will help you with the codes a little bit, and you can work around with it, you can play around with it, and that will help you a lot. However, let's begin with codings and some shortcut keys for working on an HTML template is to press the Shift one, get an exclamation, and Visual Studio Code will show you two options: the first one or the second one. So we will check enter on the first one, and you get your document HTML document template. Okay. So the first one is we will learn about, let's say, template literals. Oh, not there. Now let's run this program. Template literals. Okay, now we will use the debug console to see our outputs. So here we say let txt equals to a hello world. That prints my hello world, and I will use that console.log, and we will print the txt semicolon. So hello world comes up. Now we will use quotes insights. Okay, so instead of using double quotes, we will use single quotes. Also would work fine. However, let's use backticks for this one and check if that also works. It's an autosave. Yeah, that also works. Now with the backtick, we will use some more things like my name is Johnny, and let's say I will use double quotes inside the backticks. See the output, that works fine. Okay, so this is about backticks with double quotes, that worked. Okay, so if we go for a multi-line text, how does that work? Let's see. His name is Honey. Her name is Sony. Your name is Tony. I'll try to print that. See, that also works. That's how the multi-line text works. Now we will move on to the interpolation. What is an interpolation? So anything that comes with things like dollar, that is interpolation. So if you see, like, the example should be something like a dollar, and all the interpolations string goes inside belly braces. So that is known as interpolation or string interpolation. Okay, so we will do some example of that. So I will say let's remove this until here. So let txt equals to, let's say, I'll use single quote. So the first name, let's say, Devin, and let's say lst equals to. So this one I would say first fst, and in the txt equals to, I will use backticks here, and then dollar. This one, the first string will be fst, and then comma, dollar LSD. This one. Backticks should end here. Let's try to print this. See, I did not use. I just used within the dollar. I used the variables. Okay, so even if I use variables, that's going to print the perfect result. So you won't get any difference with this one. So let's move ahead to the next one. So this one is about your variable substitution. Okay, we covered the variable substitution with this one. That's how you can use dollars to print your variables. Now let's move on to the expression substitution. Okay, so to save some time, I have already written this one, and this one is which one? Gabby Morris. Uh, Instead of using, we can use this in a div. So if I try to print this one, and this says so, if I look at the output, this was in pg1 or pg1.html. So I will show you. The Gabby Morris is printed here using an HTML element, inner HTML for our within a paragraph. You can see that within a paragraph, Gabby Morris is printed, and we used string interpolation to print that one. Okay. Now we will move on to the expression substitution. So that is in my PG2. So again, I'm saving some time, and I have pre-written this information, and I'm trying to show you the output. So let's say, yeah, I have a price, I have a VAT, and I'm using the total to display the VAT. Okay. So if you this one is document.element, but without using the document one, if I try to use the console.log and I'll try to print the total, it should give me the output. But I didn't get anything. Uh-huh. Let me stop and restart this one. Yeah, that worked. Okay, so you can see that the 62.50, it's printing the price along with the calculation. So we did a calculation here, and I'm trying to print the value from the calculation the using the expression substitution. So we are using dollar, the variable substitution with dollar, and we are doing the calculation within the curly braces. So the calculation is calculated here, and it's printing anything that's within the curly braces, and that's the calculation. So this is expression substitution. Now we will move ahead to the another one, the last, I think that's the HTML template. So here I've already pre-written things. So if I try to print this, this one will go the browser, and it will give you, like, you can see this HTML templates, template literals, JavaScript, ES6. However, I mean, in the HTML we only had until until template literals, until this much. The first two lines are coming from the HTML, okay, and the third one, this is the paragraph which we are printing it through JavaScript. Okay? So this is through JavaScript. So you can see that how we are using HTML templates. So the first one is like we built an HTML tag within the uh, backticks, and you can see that I'm using h2 as a header, and so the header is again a variable. So I'm using the variable to print the header. Then I'm using a for loop to mention the li and slash li, and finally I'm printing the last one slash ul to close the tag, and then we are using the document.get element html demo.inner html with HTML. So if I replace this with console.log, that's going to say show me the same thing in console. And so let's say console.log, and I'll use HTML here. And we will try to print this. That's going to, you can see that the same thing is printed inside h2 and inside the h1 h2 tags. Okay. So I think slash h2 is already there. Okay. So where is the slash h2? I'm able to see that here. If okay, we will do an inspect, and if I go to the console, that should be inside the console. You can see. Why did I not receive my slash h2? Uh-huh. It's already there. Slash h2. Okay. Here is the heading, and these are the ULs. All right, guys. So this was a short video about the template literals that we would be using in JavaScript. JavaScript is the basic thing which you must learn when you are learning web development, because most of the applications are using front end as a major part of their program. So you need to understand those things to keep working on. All right, guys. So I'll put the codes on my repos and share that with you, so that could help you modify them and use according to your needs. We will have some more videos coming in. Until then, stay tuned, stay connected, and happy coding. Thank you.